mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobo, and also those of them from Isoko. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said, my name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet, I tell you. I lead indigenous people of Biafra IykeObed. So also do I command the armies of Biafra. They are fiercely loyal. They are loyal, I tell you, and doing the work that I expect them to do. I also direct Radio Biafra not through any power which I possess or any extraordinary knowledge, but by your grace, O Lord. By your grace, Chukwukika Biama.
Allow me to worship Chukwukika Biama on behalf of the entire family listening right across the length and breadth of this very planet. Umu Chineke. All of you who are trained, all of you who are destined to perform wonders, I welcome all of you. Now, I will present you to Chukwukika Biama in heaven. Therefore, our Father who resideth in heavens above, looking down upon the pain and the suffering of your children, as was foretold by those who has gone before us, that a day will come when the world will gang up, when all the children of darkness will congregate to prevail against your children. That time is now. We are in pain. We are in so much suffering that man cannot begin to comprehend it. We ask for your mercy. We ask for you to come and present and provide a way where there is none. We ask you, Chukwukika Biama, if we came amaranimen do mugini the IykeObed, ne beni ne dichi, rue beni ne owasoturu, kide magine beregi biko basoha, upatile kendoha. We call upon you this evening. The vultures are congregating. The saboteurs are rising up. We are beginning to identify them. And we are dealing with them. We ask you to give us the strength. We ask you for courage. We ask you for every ounce of determination and resoluteness. Make us as hard as steel, as only you can do. Baptize us in your word, in your knowledge, in your truthfulness, and in your strength. Make it impossible for our enemies to come close to us. Destroy them before they come very close. We will be tempted, of course. Our defenses will be tried without a shadow of a doubt. Sometimes there may be breaches, but in the end we prevail because that is your word and that is your promise. This evening we hold on resolutely to that very command of yours, your own spoken word, the word that you gave to your children when you said to them that they should not worship any idol, they should not bow before any graven image. We have made mistakes in our lives. We have bowed before European idols. We have done everything but worship you in truth and honesty. But now, having realized the errors of our ways, we present ourselves before you, that you may do with us as you please. So it was prayed thousands of years ago. That same prayer will re-echo because we are nothing without you. We are nothing without you. We can have the best defenses in the whole world. We can procure the finest anti-jamming equipment available. But it is you that will defend your inheritance. You will defend Biafra. You know that we are honest and truthful people. You know that we preach this gospel in the knowledge that your children must be free in the land of the living, that they may go back and worship you in Zion as they have done thousands of years ago. This is our prayer now and always because we are your children. You can't abandon us to the forces of evil and darkness. That is not your will, and it can never be. That is why today, tomorrow, and always, as you have called us to undertake this very monumental and epic task, as you have determined that your word must be preached in the land, that very land you gave to our ancestors thousands of years ago, so shall it be done in our lifetime. Allow us to be worthy to serve thee. Chukwa Biama, allow us to be considered worthy to serve you. You know we speak the truth. Our enemies are liars. They are cheats and they are killers. They are bloodthirsty bastards, all of them. All of them ban those of them who are righteous before your sight. Please don't allow shame to befall your children. Don't allow shame to befall your name, because we answer your name, we bear your name. That is why today we make this very prayer in the sure knowledge that Biafra will be restored as your own kingdom upon the face of the earth. That you will be worshipped every blessed day of our lives, as our children will do, and so will their children. Until time everlasting, we have prayed in your name. He said,
All right, good evening, great Biafrans and wonderful people. I welcome you this evening. Today, of course, is a Saturday, and if I am not mistaken, it is the 27th day of June 2026, the year of our Lord. And of course, my name is Barr IykeObed. I am the servant of the people. I am the servant of Chukwu Okike Abiyama. What we have come to do is very simple, and that is to restore Biafra. And when I say simple, not really in the sense of being simple, because the restoration of Biafra is the most spiritual and difficult thing that it is. If you are not spiritual, forget it. You are not going to restore Biafra, because as you are walking this path, as you are walking along this way of the restoration of the great nation of Biafra, there will be a lot of temptations. There will be a lot of compromised people on the way. Many a times I sit back, I have to and think about the children of Israelites and what they encountered on the journey to the promised land. I also remembered Moses, what Moses went through in the hands of the same people he was meant to save, the same people he was meant to lead to the promised land. They ganged up against Moses. They lied against Moses. They conspired against Moses. Now, I want you to understand that whatever is happening in this struggle today, I mean, it is not the first. It's something that we all have seen, or we have heard, or we have read about. It is happening right before our eyes. The Bible says that Moses went up to go and get the 10 Commandments. When Moses was gone, the children of Israel said to Aaron, "Where is Moses, who was supposed to lead us to the promised land? What has become of him? Did he brought us in the desert to die?" That was what the children of Israelites, and not all of them, of course. It was a descending voice of those who were compromised. The name Korah and Abiram, that's correct. If it strikes a bell, these are the people that conspired. They were able to change the heart of Aaron and ask Aaron to make them a golden image. The Bible says that they worship the golden image, and they, blaspheme the name of the Lord, they blaspheme the name of Moses. But at the end of the day, Elohim destroyed them all. Now, what people don't understand in this struggle of ours, we were made to take oath by joining IPOB. And people were quick to take oath without knowing the consequences of the oath they have taken. Now, let me tell you something. Oath is not something you take for granted, because the oath we took to serve Biafrans, the oath we took to follow Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because that's what we are doing. We are following Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to restore Biafra. He is the one with the vision. He is the one that saw this vision. This is not a political party. It is a freedom fighting outfit. And in every freedom fighting outfit, there is always a man who has the vision. All of us cannot have the vision of restoring Biafra. We are here to assist Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to accomplish the vision of Biafra restoration, because we believed in that vision. Now, far be it from me, curse be it upon me, that I will one day wake up and say, no, I am the one now who will lead Biafrans. The question is, did Elohim call you? Did you have any vision? Did you receive the mandate from Chukwu Okike Abiama to do this job? Biafra restoration is not something you wake up and say, you know what, I can do this. Nope, you cannot. It is by that calling that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is still breathing today. If it were me and you, maybe you wouldn't have survived the first jail term, the second one he went, and this one again. Maybe he would have died all this while. Maybe he would have died in Kenya, but he survived all the sin. And you think it's because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is such a tough and a strong man? It's not about being tough. It's about a calling. It's about a mandate. And he will not die until he deliver that which Elohim has bestowed on him. So those who are trying, time will tell. We will watch and see what will become of you. All right. On that note, I want to thank you. My name's Mazi Kechukwu Onuoha. Of course, I am called for this restoration effort, and we will continue until Biafra is restored. I want to welcome you. If you are joining me now, please, as you are joining, begin to share this broadcast. Share on all platforms, because this evening I have great men who will be addressing Biafra. These are not American reps. If I don't get it right, when they come up on the platform, they will introduce themselves so that we can understand the people we have this evening. Once again, permit me to welcome you. I appreciate you joining us this evening. But you know what you will do for me? Share the broadcast. Do not listen alone. Do not watch alone, but share, so that humanity will hear our voice, that we have come this evening to preach the word of Chukwu Okike Abiama. All right. I will proceed because we have prayed. And of course, you have heard the thundering voice of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the same voice most of us heard many, many years ago. Do you know why I did not start with music? I started with the prayers of Onyindu Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. This is what we heard. and we joined IPOB. I did not hear the voice of any Chinasaworu. Neither did I hear the voice of Chike Doziem. Absolutely not. I heard the voice of Mazen Namdekano, and that voice was calling me. And I come, I heard, I comprehend, and I love what I heard. That is why I joined IPOB. And that is why I will never deviate and follow another. Any person who will say, no, I am following Chikedozium, I am following Chinasaworu, you are so lost, you don't even know where you started. You don't even know what you are doing in IPOB. It is the voice of Mazenam Dekano that called and we joined. All right, without wasting time, I am going to bring all my guests to the platform. And as I bring them, I will allow them, of course, to continue introducing themselves to Biafrans. Because onye duba said that Bekalo said, and this evening, that is exactly what we are going to do. I will allow my guests this evening to introduce themselves, and then we will proceed. All right. As you are joining, please continue to share. Do not hesitate. Do not stop. Keep sharing and keep sharing until everybody have witnessed, or rather hear what we have come here to do. Once again, my name is Barr IykeObed. Like I said, you know, it is always good when you join, not just Freedom and Faith, but anywhere you join, try to find out what is your strong point. What can you contribute to make that organization proceed? You know, whatever you can do it. Do not jump lanes. If you are not good for finance, don't try finance. If you are not a coordinator, don't try to coordinate. Maybe you are what do you call it? You are somebody who holds the money, somebody who, you know, makes sure that things are moving, you are in welfare or whatever. We are gifted differently. And when we bring all our gifts together, we will move forward. But when you try to cross road, you want to jump from this lane to that lane, you want to overtake, my brother, my sister, you go wound. It's as simple as that. All right. I am going to bring quite a few on our platform because we can only take 10 people at a time. And once those I have brought up have done, if there are anybody who is not up, I see that I'm not able to add IPOB Arizona, but I will bring you up. So my brother, do not despair. All right, let's start. Good evening, gentlemen. And of course, you have heard my introduction. And of course, now it is your turn to begin to introduce yourself. I will start with Maazi Chukwuemeka Iwagu. Please, if you can unmute yourself and greet dear friends, and of course, introduce yourself. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Maazi.
All right, Maazi,
my name is.
Can you hear me? I'm not sure.
Yes, I can hear you.
Maazi Emeka, can you hear me?
Sure.
I'm not sure if it is from my end.
We can hear you.
Or your
from
end.
your end.
Let me see. Yes, Maazi, can you go ahead? Let me see if you can hear me.
Okay.
All right, just 1 second. Wait, hold on. I think I know what might be the problem here. I just need to unmute something. Please, just 1 second. We will get it sorted out because please give me 1 second. There you go. Let me unmute this. Yes, there we go. Can you hear me, Maazi?
Okay.
Chukwuemeka.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear, and humanity is listening. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, Biafrans. From wherever you're watching, you are welcomed to this gathering having today. My name is Maazi Emeka Iwagu. I serve as regional coordinator for Central Region United States. And I'm joining each and every one of you from here in Sugar Land, Texas. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I love that Sugarland. Maybe you're gonna give us some sugar tonight. All right, we must continue. I have Mazi Aworum, Mazin Didi Aworum. Please, if you can hear me, unmute yourself and greet Biafrans as well as introduce yourself properly. Mazin Didi, I don't know if you can hear me. All right, I'm not sure.
I can hear you.
All right, go ahead, Mazi.
Okay, good evening, Biafrans. Good afternoon, good morning, from wherever you are. This is Saturday, the 27th day of June, and 2026. My name is Mazi Didiaworum. I live here in Michigan in the USA. And by Chukwu Kikabia name, I represent the IPOB here in North America as the North American rep. They will.
Thank you very much, Mazin Didi. And of course, we have Mazi Oluchi. Mazi Oluchi, if you can hear me, please unmute and introduce yourself. Thank you, Mazi Oluchi. Unmute yourself, please. All right, Mazi Oluchi, I don't know if you can hear me or probably your network is not responding. All right, there we go.
Am I good to go now?
Go ahead, Mazi.
All right, good evening, great Biafran. Good evening, Mazi Ikechukwu, and my co-participants this evening. My name is Oluchi Ekwago. By the special grace of God, I am the coordinator of DC, Washington, DC. We are here this evening to continue to enlighten our people. We are here this evening to continue to educate our people on, like Mazi Onoha would always say, whose voice did you hear before you decided to join IPOB?
Absolutely.
We're here to go back to the basis, to enlighten our people on the foundational structure of IPOB. We're going back to the basis. And I am glad to be here with my comrades this evening. And I look forward to a wonderful session with you all.
All right. Thank you very much, Mazi Oluchi. And of course, we go to Mazi Chukwuemeka Obara. Mazi, please unmute yourself and introduce yourself to Biafra.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Biafrans. Good afternoon, everyone, and good morning, depending where you are hearing us from. My name is Chukwuemeka Obara, and I am here as the coordinator of Mountain Zone USA, and I live in Colorado, Denver. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Biafran.
Thank you very much, Mazi. You're welcome. All right, Mazi Duru. Good evening from here, and please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom. My name is Mazi Cosmas Duru. By the grace of God, the Chukwuokike Abiyama, I serve the IPOB as coordinator in Maryland. I greet each and every one of us. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mazi Duru. And of course, we head to Mazi Nana Obiunwa. Mazi, please unmute and introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you very much. Good evening, Biafrans. Good evening, my people. And thanks for having me on, Barrister Iko Chukwuono. I appreciate the work that you've been doing. I've listened to you quite a few times. This happens to be the first time that I'm actually joining your platform
Thank you
on
very much.
Biafra Radio. So good job so far, and with your co-moderators as well. Like I said, I'm Nana Obinwa, and I am the Eastern Time Zone Regional Coordinator for IPOB in the United States of America. I reside in Florida, and that's where I'm actually speaking from. So to my people on day one, which is just a greeting to say I trust that all is well with you and your families. Thank you, and good listening.
All right, thank you very much, Mazen Nana. And of course, before I go to the next person, I want to encourage Biafrans, if you have joined us, please share this broadcast. That's the least you can do for us. And press the like buttons, press the love buttons, and of course, that humanity will get the message. All right, let's go to Mazi Israel Erude. Please, if I did not pronounce your name correctly, forgive me and help me do justice to it. Mazi Israel, please unmute yourself. Mazi Israel, if you can hear me, unmute.
Yes, I can hear you.
Go.
I can hear you.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon from here, my brothers and leaders. My name is Israel Erude, and I am serving as the Deputy National Coordinator for Canada. So prior to that, I've been working with Barr IykeObed in the Ontario province in different capacities. So I hail from the coastal region of Biafra land, precisely Abraka, Amorobo, and Orobo speaking Biafran. And I'm glad to be in your midst, ready to serve. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother. You are welcome. Of course, Urobo is Biafra. We are one people, one blood, under the leadership and command of Onyendumazi Nnamdi Kanu. All right, like I said before, I have few of our comrades who are not on the platform. The reason is because the platform takes 10 people at a time. So what I will do is, when some people have finished talking, I will bring you up and take that person down. So we will keep on alternating until everybody has gotten a fair chance. All right. We will continue. Now, before we continue, there is something I want us to do. When I was opening, in my opening speech, I said we had a voice, and that's why we joined IPOB. I heard the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Just like any other reasonable man, I digested what I heard. I loved it. And that's why I joined. And it will not make sense for me at this stage. Change my mind. I said, okay, fine. I'm going to follow Ikechukwu Onoha. It does not make sense, because this is a freedom fighting outfit. It's not a political party where you jump floor. It's an organization with vision. We are going somewhere. And there is one man who has the map. And without that map, you will be lost. Moses had the map to the promised land. And the Israelites could have not done it. They could have not gotten the promised land without Moses. Unless Moses decided to say, which is what actually happened, Joshua, take over from here. And then he gives the map to Joshua. Because without the map, Joshua wouldn't have continued when Moses died. If Joshua have decided to plan a coup to take over from Moses, he will still not lead the children of Israel to the promised land. That is what is unique and particular about this restoration of Biafra. All right, I will continue, and I want to go to Mazi Chukwuemeka Iwagwo. Please, in 1 or 2 minutes, I want to share with Biafrans, what was your experience? how did you end up in IPOB? I mean, there must be some conviction, something really, brought you to IPOB. I wanted to share the same with Biafrans because I've realized there are a lot of people who are in IPOB today. They have no clue what they are doing here. That is why they are being pushed around. But those who know why they joined IPOB, I still believe they are still here and their eyes on the ball. So, Maz, if you can, in a minute or two, share with Biafrans what it was your experience and what actually brought you to IPOB. Please go ahead. Mazi Chukwemeka Iwagu.
Thank you, Mazi. I and few friends in Houston, Texas, we are following what was going on with IPOB when Onyendu was incarcerated 2015 or so, but that was in 2017. And the news of his release came. Then the incident that took place in Afaruku Umahe happened, the Python 2 dance. That incident, Onyendu disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him, if he was alive or anything followed the disappearance. We had no idea. But we remained with the narrative that he is not dead, but was alive. But where he was, we had no idea. Let me fast forward it. The news came that Onyendu will make a broadcast from Israel. The excitement and the alertness that goes with it rekindled a whole lot of interest. Those who became interested in IPOB. And few groups start organizing themselves on hearing his voice. After some time, we got in contact with Reverend Adams in Killeen, Texas. He came to Houston and gave us a message from Onyendu in Israel and gave us the good news that he would be interested in visiting us in Texas. We were excited, we got prepared for it. But eventually, he wasn't coming to Houston, Texas. He was going to be in Killeen. Those of you who know Texas very well will know that Killeen, Texas is a small military town. And Reverend Adams resides in Killeen, Texas. So he told us that Onyendu will be in Killeen and may not be able to come to Houston. We said, what the heck? Give us direction. We'll come to Killeen and see him. We have about 4 of us drove from Houston to Killeen. A journey that took us almost 2.5 hours. We drove down there. We met with Onyendu Dr. Koro and few other individuals that came with him. We had a very small session with Onyendu, and he encouraged us to organize and join IPOB. And then we inquired how could that be possible. Then he pointed out Dr. Koro and told us, get in touch with him and everything will be okay. And that was exactly our journey. How we started. We started organizing. We never knew there was another group of IPOB members in Houston until we started organizing. And then we were exposed to IPOB membership. And the rest is history. That's a very brief narrative of how we came to be members of IPOB. Thank you so much.
Awesome, awesome. At the end of the day, it still goes down to the same thing. It was all about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that is actually what I want to take out from there. We all have a reason why we joined the struggle. And there cannot be any other reason. You know, if it is not because of the love for Biafra, it has to be because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the one with the vision. Because we have seen many freedom outfits in Biafra land before, and we never joined. But there is something particular about IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All right, I did brought in IPOB Arizona. I think I brought her in, and I would like Nomazi Chezioku to introduce themselves. Dear, please go ahead. IPOB Arizona. Unmute yourself and introduce yourself, please.
Good day, everybody.
Hello.
Okay, thank you so much, my dear brother Barrister Ikechukwu Onoha. I'm just seeing your face for the first time. You have been doing so wonderfully well. God bless you. God
bless you too.
I greet everybody, Biafrans, wherever you are. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Mwada Oriako Nkemakanam. By the special grace of Chukwukika Biama, I am the Pacific Regional Coordinator. I reside here in Phoenix, Arizona. So do I go ahead and say some other things?
Yes, you can say one more, two things if you want. It's fine.
Okay.
And also tell me how did you join IPOB and what made you join IPOB? Very important.
Yeah, what made me to join IPOB is I didn't hear from anybody. I have to be honest with you guys. I heard Mazi Nnamdi Kanu online broadcasting, YouTube. That's where I heard him. I heard him again. I listened again. I saw a couple of his YouTube messages. Then I asked one Igbo guy I was working with in the hospital. I asked him, this guy, I've been listening to him. Do you know anything about him? That was in 2018, actually. He said yes, that's he himself, that he's IPOB member. He told me that he himself is IPOB member, that he was in South Africa, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the IPOB. So I now asked him, so how do I get to join? Are you the one in charge here? I would like to join this movement. He said no, that he wasn't, but that there was a man, he called Obido Bienu for me. And he gave me Obido Bienu's number. When I called Obidi gave me Dr. Okoro's number. And these are the two people that swore me in. So this is how I joined IPOB, listening from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu directly. And there's something I want to say, based on what our brother Ikechukwu was saying earlier. You know, in life, God gives everybody a gift. Everybody have their own gifts. When you are coming into this world, God has brought you into this world for a purpose. So if you follow your purpose, you will achieve it. But if you become an usurper that wants to usurp another person's purpose in life, you will always fail. I entered IPOB with a good heart, very happy for what our brother Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing. And everything was going very well. Then eventually, I started finding out that there are some wolves. These wolves, I look at them as failures in life, who do not have or do not know their left from their right, who do not know the direction they are going, and who cannot achieve anything. So they have decided that the best way for them is to go and grab a position in IPOB and steal from IPOB to destroy the movement. But one promise I'm making them is this: God has called Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for this cause. And when God calls people, according to Romans 8:30, when God calls somebody, he makes all the provision for the person. And God gives the person supporters, those who are going to work under him. Nnamdi Kanu is a leader. So he has people that God has stationed to support him to make that cause become a success. So it doesn't matter what other people are doing. And if you have been called to be a supporter of that cause that God gave to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you decide that you want to take that position, you want to usurp it, you will never succeed, because you are not called for that position in the first place. You are not called for this. So I am quite disappointed at people like Chike Doziem, Chinas Anworu, and the rest of them. It is quite unfortunate. And I thank God that the money I was supposed to give them the last time, because I found out that they're wolves. They come just to take money. Otherwise, why would you be asked to leave? Nnamdi Kanu, I listened to most of his broadcasts. He never said that any position is permanent. He had never said it. He gives you a position. When it's time for him to change you, he changes you. The best you could do, if you have a pure mind for this cause, is to be happy. Withdraw. Let others serve. Let others serve. But rather than that, you want to be stealing money. Now, I saw why they were pushing me at some point to give some money. There was a time they were pushing me here in Arizona to send a particular money. You know, I don't know. But God, I felt that there was something wrong. I didn't give that money. So I thank God today when I see what is happening, I know that I took the right decision. So I feel so disappointed in these guys, but I am telling them that whatsoever they are planning will never work. Because you know what? Check out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Check what he has gone through. And like Barry Ikechukwu has said, he's not there by himself. He's not succeeding in all these things by himself. God placed him there. And the God that placed him there is the one keeping him. Everything that happened in between, it is God. It is God who is orchestrating all that. It is God who is orchestrating. And when the time reaches, when the time that God says this is the time, Biafra will be here and nobody can stop it. No saboteur can stop it. That's all I have to say today. Thank you, guys.
If you can hear me, please go ahead and introduce yourself. Mazi Ichieziokwu.
Ndewo, Barrister.
Thank you very much.
Ndewo, and I greet every other comrades that are here. I say to our Biafra brothers and sisters, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are listening from. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to bless and sustain you in everything you're doing. May the hard work that we're putting in, we never and will not go in vain. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out to lead the wonderful family that he has left behind, and nothing will happen to him. He will always be our leader, and nobody else can change that. In fact, he is still our supreme leader. And anybody that wants to go hang himself, let him go and hang himself. Anybody that wants to go and hug the transformer, he is allowed to do that. Or he or she is allowed to do that. They can go hang themselves or hug the transformer. I am Ichiezo Kutochukwu not American rep. And Mazi, I don't know if I should go ahead and tell our people how I got to be member of IPOB, this wonderful family and wonderful organization that we're in.
That's correct. Please go. Yes. Yes,
Thank
go
you,
ahead, Master.
Mazi
Go ahead.
Onoha. Thank you so much. I know you've been doing a great job right from time. And Ndebaya Singu Ijeko Aponarare. I got into IPOB 2014, September 2014. And actually my own was a little bit different because I was instructed by Almighty God to join IPOB through dream. I was told that the time has come to join, and the time for Biafra has come. So that was how I got to join, and I started hearing the voice of Mazi. First of all, when I heard about the voice of Mazi initially, I must be truthful to a fault, I was like, who is this that is insulting our people? Because of the passion I have for our people, Ndibu, and Biafra at large. I was like, who is this that is insulting our people? But when I started listening, I was not telling myself, oh, this thing he's saying is true, that our people are really gullible to a fault. And that was how I called up Obido Obieno, and that was how, as usual, me, Eric, to his blessed memory, started IPOB Massachusetts. And that was how I got into IPOB. And the rest is history. We have fought the first one, fought the second one, fought the third one, and this is the fourth one. And we're still here. To the glory of God, we stood the test of time. And we use our the truthfulness in us to continue doing what we're doing. Mazi, I will leave it here because I know we have a lot to talk about. There.
All right. Thank you very much, Mazi Ichie Ezioku. And of course, I know you did fight. And of course, I remember when you embossed me, I didn't even want to hear from you, but you saw something and you were warning me. But at the end of the day, I learned the hard way. Yeah. All right. We must continue, of course. This is Biafra Radio. And if you are joining us right now, you are welcome to the show. Please share the broadcast, and also like and love. Very, very important. Share the broadcast to all humanity, that humanity will be our witness. Of course, this night I am hosting the North Americans. And of course, they have introduced themselves, as you can see. And we are going round to get to understand, why did people join IPOB? And as you can hear so far, people heard and they joined. And now, my story is also similar, because I heard the voice of Onyendu. I was just going through YouTube and I saw a leader. I'm looking, who's this man? Who you cannot ignore what he was saying. And the same evening, I called the radio, and the rest is history. So we heard a voice on the radio, a voice sounding like a thunder, and we actually loved what we heard, and we joined. Now tell me, when you hear something and you join for a reason, you join for a purpose. You cannot move, you cannot shake, you cannot be deceived unless you have no idea why and the reason why you joined IPOB. All right, I have Onwumere Chijioke. I don't know if you did introduce yourself before, or maybe I just brought you up. Mazi, please, if you can unmute If you haven't introduced yourself before, you can do so now. And of course, tell me what brought you to IPOB. Very, very important. Go ahead, please.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cosmos Jijoke. Now we here on Umere. By the special grace of God, I serve the IPOB as the state coordinator for the state of Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. My joining IPOB, for me, I would say it is not a question of why or how. It's a question, something stuck with me. I will go back way back. During the Civil War, I was a very little boy. Many of us, there was a military canteen, Biafran military canteen in our elementary school. But when they started bombing the schools, our classrooms moved into the bush. So one day, 12 of us little children went to the camp that we want to join the boys' company because the boys' company was what was running at the time. Out of that 12, they selected 2 boys and tell the rest of us to go home that we're too small to be a boys' company. I still remember that corporal. They said he's a corporal because I remember he had one red V on his left band. And he said, he knelt down with one leg. He said, listen, go home. You will grow up when it gets to the point where we can no longer or we are no more. It's talking about them that are already dead. We can continue the fight. That is exactly what that man used. So when Onyendu came up on the radio and started broadcasting, I said, maybe this is the time that man told us years ago that when they can, that we'll continue the fight. I said, probably that is the time. So I started looking for IPOB in Atlanta here, but nobody could tell me anything. Until one day, I went to where, you know how Igbo people are when we gather on weekends, especially like this, talking. I said, my people, I'm looking for this IPOB people. Does anybody know where they are? They say, yeah, that woman that has a restaurant, they meet in her restaurant. Go there, that woman will tell you whom to contact. So after that day, the next day I drove to that restaurant and met the woman. She gave me a number to the deputy coordinator. I called him. I said, this is who I am. I would like to be part of IPOB member here in Atlanta. I've been looking for you guys for a while. So he gave me all the information, gave me the name of the coordinator himself, and what I need to do before I can come in. So I did all that. Eventually, on the meeting day, I went in. I was sworn in as a member of IPOB. Not quite long after that, they announced that Onyendu is coming to Atlanta. So, Mazi, Barrister, you said the experience or what led you to becoming an IPOB member. Yes, our struggle is experiential, if you will.
Absolutely, Mazi.
Because if you do not experience it, you will not understand it, the depth of the commitment is from the soul because of that experience. So not only did I hear the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that strengthened me, I also met the man in person. I met the man in person. I sat across from him at the table, asked him questions, and ate a cold pizza with him because when we met as a family, IPOB family in Atlanta, because of so many questions, the pizza that we bought went cold. But he still sat there with us, shared that pizza with us. So for me, this struggle is not about being a member. No, it's more deeper than that. There is a cause. There is a reason that our people will not be vanquished. I didn't do history, I did business administration, I have an accounting degree. But I read a lot of history. I watch a lot of
World War, the decisions that Hitler made and the decisions that the generals made. And I found out also world history. Ask yourself, Egypt today in North Africa wasn't an Arabic country, people with white skin. Egypt was a black country. Turkey was a Christian country. Today, Turkey is a Muslim country, as well as those other countries in Northern Africa. If we don't resist, if we don't fight, we will go the way of Turkey, Egypt, Tunisia, Morocco, and the rest of them. It is existential threat we are facing. Unfortunately, not many of our people understand it. Some think that if the rest of us that are fighting this fight are wiped out, they think that they will be living like king. No, you live according to their whims and caprices. There is nothing you can do. So I use this opportunity to tell our people, please forget about what anybody else is saying about anybody. Most of these people are saying things, have different agenda that you yourself don't know. And I urge you to look at this broadcast today, find out, call in, any way you can get any of our leadership to become part of it, especially those of you that have been with us all these years. Onyendo has changed the DOS. There is no two way about it. I spoke with some of my former members since after the new leadership came in. Mazi Chi and Mazi, I forwarded to you guys what some of my old members were saying to me. Let's face the fact. A subordinate does not fire or replace the principal. So Chikedozium has been removed, just like those two before him were removed. And that's what bothers me about our people, the education we have in this country, in the Western world generally. We may have all these degrees behind us, but our mentality is still very African. When your boss says, okay, thank you for your service, clean your locker, clean your office, just walk out, go home. To stay there and fight, try to prove a point that wouldn't amount to anything anywhere, means that you have a different agenda. And the reason why he fired you is validated by you being insistent that you are still the man in charge when you are not. Nobody owns IPOB, I'm the kind of founded it. It's his. If he doesn't want me tomorrow at the state coordinator here and calls me and say, hey, I need you to step aside. I said, thank you, sir, for the opportunity. Okay? I expect every other person, the leaders, to do the same. I'll still be a member of IPOB. That will not stop me from making my monthly contributions. I will still be a member of IPOB. So let us learn from the people that will live in their country when they are let go. When you are let go, go. Don't try to make ruckus that wouldn't amount to anything. All Biafrans, everywhere, please, your allegiance is to Mazi, the head of the new DOS, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the overall supreme leader. Any other place you are going to put your money or your time, you are just wasting that. Because there's no other IPOB anywhere. Only the one led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you want to learn, learn. If you want to listen, listen. But if you want to be foolhardy about it, by all means, go ahead. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that wonderful speech. All right, we are going to go around because there is a reason why I'm asking this question. It's not just for the mere fact. I want our listeners to understand that there is only one thing that brought us to IPOB, and that is our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And for that same reason, we cannot listen to any other if it is not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If I'm tired of this struggle, I'll just pack my things and leave. It's as simple as that. I cannot go to somebody's house and begin to fight over his property, knowing that I'm just a guest. Now, like I said, the vision is of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are helpers of the vision. We are supporting him in that vision because God only called one person. And when God called one person, he calls him for a reason. He calls him for a purpose. So when you come into another man's vision, the best you can do is to help in that vision. If you feel like you cannot go on anymore, it's very simple. You live peacefully and quietly and go and rest. There is no need, to make a scene or to try to reap where you did not sow. So let's go to Mazi Nana Obiunwa. Please, if we can keep it short and simple, because I need us to go into the real reason why we are here today. Go on, Mazi Ndewo.
Yes, thank you again, Barrister. Yes, how I came to become part of IPOB. The first thing I need to preface my conversation is that I was born in 1968 in Nnewi. Nnewi is in Anambra State. In 1968, Nigeria was still in the war with Biafra. Biafra happens to be the first name given to our land by our fathers. And so essentially, being born in 1968 in the Federal Republic of Biafra means that I am an indigenous person of Biafra. So if you see my birth certificate at the time, you will read Biafra. So that's just to preface that. The emphasis that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Onye Nduain, brought to this struggle just makes him the authentic voice of his people, as we can see. So my being part of this struggle is to identify with my brother and to identify with our people, because we cannot stand by while our mothers and our children are crying out, and then we sit back and do nothing. So essentially, it's Nnamdi who has so eloquently actually made this struggle front and center to the entire globe. That's actually the reason why I'm here today. And I just want to take this opportunity because this is the first time that I've actually spoken publicly on some of these issues on a platform like this, just to condole with the Kano family for their loss. And I can't even imagine what anybody would have done. I can't even imagine what my position would be for all the suffering and all the losses that they've endured. So may God give us grace, may God give him grace and keep him always. Thank you, Barrister.
Thank you very much. And of course, I will go to Mazi Mazi Ndidi, if you can hear my voice, please unmute. Mazi Ndidi, if you can hear, please unmute.
Yes, I can hear.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, please.
So I'll go straight to the point. Early 2014, I have a cousin that sent me a link to Radio Biafra. Yes. So I said, there's something like that. She said, yes. I said, okay. I started listening. And by the way, like Nana said, I was born an indigenous Biafra, 1967. So let us start with that. So, cut long story short, I was listening. I said, oh my God, this. I was looking for how to join this struggle. I live in Michigan. There's no family here. I searched. I called some people outside this state, but the state they don't know. So I Googled and went to the IPOB website at that time. Where there was a place if you want to join or whatever. I sent a message, put my name, put my number, said I want to join. Lo and behold, I thought nobody listened. The then Continental rep was Maram. So Maram called me. Maram sent the message, my number to Obidi. Then Obidi called me. So then I said, so this is real. He says, yeah. So he gave me all the spiel. Then put Eruchara, Godwin Eruchara on the line. He says, he sent me the oath. He said, do you want to go through the oath? I said, no, I've been waiting to enter this thing. What is, I mean, what oath? Whatever. He said, are you sure? I said, yeah. So they gave me the oath, him and Eruchara. And I asked him, do I start with the Illinois, Chicago people, because I'm only one here. That time it used to be, their coordinator used to be Ekufu, Dr. Ekufu. Obi said, no, start your own here. I said, but I'm the only one. Well, lo and behold, I'm not the only one here now. That's how Michigan was started. And that's how I joined day one.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mazi Ndidi Aworum. I have someone here, Mazi Ace. I don't know, Mazi
Yes.
Ace, if you can hear me. Please go mute yourself and go ahead. I don't know if you've introduced yourself. If not, you can do so now. And also tell us how you get to join IPOB. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Am I audible?
Loud and clear. The whole world is listening. Please go ahead.
I want to stand on existing protocol and also to apologize that I'm making this submission right from my car, because I would have loved to be indoor to be addressing Biafrans. Unfortunately for me, family duty called, so I had to bring my daughter to a leisure center where she's actually attending a friend's birthday party. But it is still a fortunate situation because it's a family duty that I'm actually running an errand for. So Biafrans, kindly bear with me. Without wasting much time, let me delve straight into introduction of myself. And I'm going to go in a completely different tangent. I know Onyendu, our leader, always, when he started this foundation, he wanted us to actually be modest in our personal and professional lifestyle. But I will completely go in a different tangent because I want to present ourselves to those people that have been calling us miscreants for years. I'm a well-trained and seasoned software engineer. I got my experience in Europe. I have had major stints in telecom industry. I have also had stints in financial industry, financial sector. I've worked with 3 major household names in Europe. I've also had stints with major technology houses like IBM and Amazon, to mention but a few. In my professional life, I started my IT work as a junior software engineer, and I was headhunted by a major consulting company. I will only drop the name, Accenture. So I worked as a senior consulting engineer for Accenture for many years, and I have also delivered projects on 3 continents of the world, including in India. So this is just a little taste for people that have been saying that members of IPOB are all miscreants. Now, my major focus in software is actually, I have now pivoted onto cybersecurity with specialization in governance, risk and compliance, and AI governance framework. So this is just me from my professional lifestyle, but I would like to also be referred to as Mazi Augustine Chimaobi Eke. I'm sorry about that. Mazi Augustine Chimaobi Eke Ndule Ebulem. I am a Biafran, and I have been appointed as the newly appointed Canada National Coordinator here in Canada. I reside in the province of Montreal with my family, and I am here to serve Biafrans, and by special privilege given to me by our leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I am also a member of the Directorate of State of the 4th Administration under Mazi Chris Nwogu. I will yield for now. Ndewo.
Thank you very much. Excellent. And of course, I'm sure they've heard it that we know miscreants, but we are men endowed with different talents. I mean, we are Biafrans after all. All right, we continue. Mazi Israel Erude. I hope I'm getting it correct. If you can unmute, please, in 1 or 2 minutes and tell us how you joined IPOB, because I need to go another round and give us an opportunity to, tell Biafrans what exactly is your duty in IPOB, and also invite people who are around your area to join the struggle and tell them that we are back and in full force. This fourth administration of the OS is not joking. We are here to work. We are here to deliver. We are not going to waste 5 years like Chike Doziem and Co. did without achieving anything. We are going to do whatever is humanly possible to ensure that Biafra is restored. Mazi Israel, I don't know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, Mazi Israel, mute yourself and go ahead.
Yes, I can hear you.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. So, once again, I would like to say thank you for giving me an opportunity to address Biafrans. So, I joined IPOB, I would say I joined IPOB in officially in 2018 here in Canada, but prior to that, I've always been a Biafran at heart. I would say I got to know about Biafran through books because I always read. So I read a lot of Nigerian literatures about the war. I got experience through personal experience from some people that witnessed the war too. Because even some part of my state then, my part of our state then was affected by the war too, because the soldiers passed through and all. So I had this sympathy. Every time I read, I felt like I was the one being hurt, like it was me being hurt. Like I always had this sympathy towards the Biafrans, like my people were being oppressed and all that, even as a teenager then. So when this whole struggle took shape and all, and I started to listen to our leader on air, and I just had this, like, I want to be a part of this movement. So when the opportunity presented itself, when I moved to Canada, I quickly jumped on it, and it's been a ride since then, up and down, but one that has been worth fighting for. So I would say our leader has always been my motivation. Here too in Canada, I was also privileged to work under the leadership of Mazi Oyenka. Charles Oyenka is a very passionate leader too. So yes, that is how I got to join IPOB. For the Costa Biafrans, we really had a presence then when Oyendu was with us. I think then I used to follow a lot of platforms brothers and sisters from the coastal region. They have platforms, So I think maybe I will try and see if they still have this social presence and see if we can take it up from there, because really we command the presence, and we should be active in this, like our leader always wanted when he was out here with us. So I will, and again, I don't know if I introduced myself before. I'm deputizing for
do it again.
For the Canada deputy. I'm deputy Canada national. Deputy coordinator for, not coordinator now, deputy national coordinator, for Canada, Sorry, I'm missing it. And prior to that, I served as Ontario secretary and also financial secretary, and we're taking it up from here. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. I will jump Wanda Oriako, because she have introduce herself, and she have told us also how she joined. I think the only person left now to do so is Mazi Oluchi Epago. Mazi Oluchi, if you can hear me, unmute yourself and introduce. Of course, you've done introduce yourself. You've done that. Just tell us how you joined IPOB, because almost everybody here have one thing in common, and that one thing in common is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Go ahead, Mazi.
Thank you, Mazi, for bringing me in again. Can you hear me okay? Because I switched
loud and clear,
device.
loud and clear. Please
All
go
right,
ahead.
all right, thank you. So I had a secondary school friend whom we still lived in Calabar while we were in secondary school, and afterwards we coincidentally moved back to Lagos after secondary school years. So we met again, and it was very pleasantry, you know. But there is this burden I had, because in Lagos then, when they were talking about, before then, I had read so much about the Biafran War. My mother, before she passed, told me what they went through during the Biafran War when my elder brother was born. And so to hear that the Islam, they have an agenda called Agenda 2020. They want to Islamize Nigeria. And all the Islamists, the jihadis, the Fulanis, they were everywhere rampaging then. That was around 2015, 2016 era. So I hear people say that we are, especially there was one pastor in my church who said, called out his children and said, hey, if these people, they come, they grab you, do not deny Christ. Just let them kill you. And do not accept Islam. So that was the level of hopelessness that people were in. And I was questioning myself. Is it that there's nobody in Igbo land who can save us? Who can speak for us? Who can defend? I didn't know about Nnamdi Kanu then. So with this question in my heart, that my secondary school friend, we became closer that we always spend time together. So he said, have I listened to Radio Biafra? I said, what is Radio Biafra? He told me the station, the network was always very bad, very faint in Lagos then. But I managed to hear Nnamdi Kanu's voice speaking. I got relieved a little bit that there is somebody who can speak so eloquently, so intelligently, who knows even the history, my own history that I do not know. He was explaining all those things. I was like, I want to know him. I want to know him. That's how I started listening to Radio Biafra. Fast forward to 2019, when I came to the United States of America, I had access to internet, to all this. So I was privy to, go to the internet. When I searched him, I found more. I listened to his previous videos, his previous messages, broadcasts. I said, there we go. I started looking for how do I become a member? Because in one of his messages, he announced, join your unit, go to find out where your unit is, join, register and become a member. I said, okay, I want to be. I was able to find Oliver Obi in Maryland. He was the regional coordinator, I think so then. I didn't know about all this hierarchy in IPOB then. I called him. I said, I want to be a member. He referred me to Mazi Cosmos Duru and said he's going to become the new state coordinator then. So I reached out to both of them and I joined. And I was so convinced that this is the right man. This is the man that has been sent to deliver us. And I said I was going to do anything within my capacity to support him, because that was the kind of voice I wish I had. Now there is somebody who has that voice going to represent me. Why wouldn't I support him in any way that I can? My brother, that's how the journey began. And here we are today. So thank you for the opportunity to share.
Thank you very much. I just like the last thing you said. You said, if there is somebody who have this kind of voice, why wouldn't I join? You understand? Somebody who have what you don't have. And there is something that you have, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu might not have. We all have different gifts. Now, the problem we have as a people, and I'm going to say this, and when I say it, I include myself. And Master Namdekan say the three cardinal diseases of an Igbo man: greed, envy, and jealousy. Something you cannot do, but when you see somebody who can do it, instead of you to support, you rather sabotage. Not everybody is called to be a leader. Not everybody. But there is something you can do. Maybe your job, like a locomotive train, there are people who are behind the scene, putting in the coals, and the train is moving, and the driver of the train is driving. It takes many people to make a vision come through. But you will see people who want to dabble into leadership. That is not your calling. I mean, Mazen Namdekano has it all. He's a man who will speak and you listen. I say he speaks and you listen. You don't even know why you're obeying him, because it's a gift, something that God has given to him. And somebody wants to go and jump into leadership. You want to restore Biafra. How do you do that? Mazen Namdekano say there are plans, 3 of them. One is known by the people around me, and the second one is known by my deputy then, Uchemefo, and the last one is known by only me. I mean, this is a man with a plan. He knows exactly what to do, when to do it. Now, I want to shock you all before we go for our next round. Mazen Namdekano called me and said to me, I want you to deputize Mazio Former. For the life of me, I don't understand. It was something that be like a hidden thing. He has known beforehand that these people are going to sell out. He said, I want you to learn everything about Radio Biafra. Former refused to train me. He refused to teach me nothing about the radio. But I was pushing and pushing. But at the end of the day, I had a breakthrough. Now, we are sitting here, and this is called Biafra Radio. When Onyendu was in jail, he realized that maybe one day we will not have a radio anymore. He instructed Wanda Nenayanya and said, or the one that Nenaya told him how she was kicked out of Radio Biafra. They don't allow her to come and broadcast. And because of Wanda Nenayanya, I left Radio Biafra. Nobody chased me away. I left. Why did I leave? Because the woman that Onyendu appointed to be in charge of finance, you are kicking her out, and our leader has not said so. I said, no, if this woman is not going to be allowed to speak on the radio, then I am not going to speak on the radio anymore. That is why I left Radio Biafra. Now, Onyendu sent a message and said to them, when he wanted us to set up this radio, they asked about who do we talk to, who is going to do this. Onyendu said to them, speak to Ikechukwu, he knows what to do. Because he prepared me already then, when I never thought that these people will sell out. And then here we are. We've set up a radio because he prepared me. He saw the vision, what these people are planning to do. So I respect that man for one reason. He is the man with a vision. He got something that most of us don't have. Now, the best you can do is to support him, to support that vision. Don't try to take up what you are not called for. Don't have. I mean, when I look at Chike Dozie, I ask myself, is this the guy who's going to lead me to Biafra? How? Where? Because they say by their fruit you shall know them. All right, I will leave it at that. And of course, I think we have gone all around. And now, because there are so many of us, what I want us to do, I want you now to tell Biafrans the job you do. Yes, sir.
Mazi, sorry. I don't know if I was called when I came here, but right now I'm back and I can hear you clearly.
Who am I speaking to now? If you can mention your name, please.
This is Mazi Drew.
Okay, Mazi Drew. Oh, yes, you are right. I was supposed to give you an opportunity to tell us how you joined IPOB. My apologies. Please unmute then and go ahead in a minute or two and tell Biafrans how you joined this noble family. Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mazi. I will be brief because I'm at work. I heard the voice of Mazi Namdekano. And when he was preaching, I was listening with keen interest. The way he was uniting our people, the way he was telling us, even uniting those who think they were in Biafra. And at the end of all, all of them are now agreeing, and they agree that they are Biafrans. Even though Enyendu used the market days, how our women tie clothes, to make sure he convinced every Biafran that is, we are from the same mother, the same father. Saying all this, I was listening, and even though Enyendu went home to talk to our chiefs, our elders, and other people, even the governors, but they turned him down. And that was why when Onyedu get angry, he will say something and that might not be pleasing to them. But at the end, he will still come and, beg them and say, no, when we were growing up, your mother or your father will use right hand and beat you, and use left hand to bring you closer to him and tell you, don't do this again. Onyedu did all this. I was so happy to hear from him. One day, as this was going on, I was contributing to IPOB, but I wasn't an IPOB then. But one day I was driving to work. I heard that Onyedu is coming. I said, no, these people are trying to get people just like that. Then I know the hall, they said he was going to be there. I went through there, I saw the crowd that were there. I had to go back immediately. I did no call, no show that very day. And I went there, I just wore my clothes and run and went there. Onyedu came. That was my first day I saw Onyedu. He came, he was broadcasting, and that was in 2020. He was broadcasting and asking questions. Then I started sharing water, because the hall he was in there, I am well, I know the hall, and we go there for things. Then I started sharing water. At the end, they were, asking questions. As they were asking questions, I had to go and meet someone. I need a number. Then she said, and that was Ogbuefi. I said, I need a number to call. Then Ogbuefi told one of the ladies, give him my number, give him my number. Then that was how they gave me his number. Then when I called him, he said, I told him that I'm supporting, but I really don't want to be. But right now, I think I want to be. I've seen Onyendu, and I've been listening to him, but I want to be there. He said, yes, that's why I said, give you my number. I took the number and called him the next day. He said, Cosmas, I want you to be officially a member of IPOB. He forwarded the oath for me. Actually, I read through the oath. First of all, I said, no, I'm not going to join because of the oath I saw. I told him I'm not going to join. Let me continue the way I'm doing it. Now, he said, just think about it. That very night, to God bear me witness, I went to bed. I dreamt. I had 3 questions. First one, are you ready to betray Onyendu? I said, no. He said, are you ready to betray Biafra? I said, no. And the last one I had, are you ready to betray someone that wants to get the same Biafra you're looking for? I said, Mbakwa. That was my last word, Mbakwa. And I woke up. Look at the time. It was 6 a.m. That very time I called Ogbuefi, and he answered my call. I said, I am going to join. Right now, oath or no oath, who is going to give me the oath? He told me who was even though I know him, he said, go and meet him, he will give you the oath. Long story short, this is how I joined in 2020 officially as an IPOB member. Then, after joining, actually this is how I joined IPOB. So I am happy I'm an IPOB, and till tomorrow, and the day I was born IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra, and I'm still IPOB and will ever remain IPOB under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for this struggle. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mazi. As you can see, the only people that are still in IPOB today are those with stories, those with history, those who can remember the events, when and how it happened. Many joined not knowing why or how they joined IPOB, and they have forgotten the oath they have taken. But I can assure you, the oath will fight back. It's as simple as that. All right, I'm going to, I just want to There is a comment I saw here. I just want to see if I can get to it before I give us chance, because it's getting late, and also I believe most of you also have things to do. So I will give us another round to tell the people your position, and also to call on the people who are listening to you to come and join, and tell them that we are back in business, back as we can be. All right, Mazi, I don't know, it's Reeds Brooks. He wrote and say, in 2014, I was in Nigeria, moving in a taxi from Rumolo to Choba. While inside the taxi, the driver on the car radio, and I heard a thunderous voice speaking the truth and saying things no ordinary man can say. Then I asked the driver, who is that? He said it's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is from Umuahia. And then the leader of IPOB, and he said the radio is 102.1. And right there, I searched my Nokia phone and got it. Starting from then, I never stopped listening to that voice and following and doing my part. Now, as you can see, like I said before, people who are called into the struggle will always be there. When Oyendu said 100 men, we do not understand what he was talking about. Now, he knows that a day like this will come. He knows that all those millions that are following, most of them will fall by the wayside. Because if you allowed yourself to be, cheated, or rather lied to by ordinary people who are just your fellow corporates, that means you are clueless. You don't know what Biafra is all about. But the hardcore, those who heard the voice and joined, they will never shift. They will never move. If your fellow man can change your mind and change the reason you joined the movement, you're not worthy to be here. I promise you. I don't even have time to call you and start asking you to come back, because you are not supposed to move at first, because you know why you are here. You are here to restore Biafra. Master Nnamdi Kanu is not your pastor. He's not your bishop. He's not your reverend father. Why would you expect him to be holier than thou? He has a job, and that job is to restore Biafra. And that is what he has been doing. He has not faltered. Why are you expecting him to be spiritual than your pastor? It's not going to happen. This is a freedom fighting outfit. All right, we continue, and I'm going to start with our sister, the only Lolo in our midst, and that is Madam Oriako. Please, if you can hear me, unmute yourself. Tell Biafrans once again what you are doing, your position in IPOB, and of course, urge people who are living in your area to come back to the family. Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon from here, everybody. Again, my name is Mwada Uriakum Kemakonam. I reside in Phoenix, Arizona, and I am the Pacific Regional Coordinator now here. So I'm pleading with every one of you that are listening to me now. If you're in Arizona, if you're in California, or any of the Pacific states, try and get in touch with me. You have heard it all here. We have all spoken, especially our uncle, Barr IykeObed Onoha, has actually put it straight the way it is. If you're here in this struggle for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then you don't have any reason to look other side. If God has called you to support this vision of Nnamdi Kanu, if you are one of the people that God said, go and support this vision I set, do not listen to any other voice. You heard the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and you came here. Do not let the voice of the devil deceive you. That is all I'm going to say. Another thing I'm going to say is, like I said earlier, some people came. They did not come because they were called. That's why I like what Mazi IykeObed has said here now. If you are called, you are called. If you are not called, they have ulterior motive before coming. They were not called. So if you were not called, you don't have to. 100 men, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called. That 100 men will deliver. And that 100 men will be people that God called, that no matter whatever happens, no matter the situation, we're standing. I, Nwada Oriakụ, I have said it before, and I've said it again. I had Nnamdi Kanu's voice, and I joined this, and I joined it because I am Biafra, and I breathe Biafra. And I believe in the Biafran cause. I have children, I have grandchildren. I'm not looking at today, because if anybody is reasonable and you are here, you join IPOB before any other time, or you're going to join tomorrow. If you are reasonable, put two things in mind, or three. It is not about you. You have children, you have generations that will come after you. You have children, you have grandchildren. Even if you don't have, your family has. Somebody in your family has. So knowing that you're not fighting the cause for yourself. I am not fighting this cause for me. As I am today, if I die today, honestly, I'm 100% grateful to Chukwu Gabiam. But I have children. I have grandchildren. And those grandchildren, they will still beget great, grand, and all that. They continue generation upon generation. What will be the fate of those my children? If this is the agenda, and even if there was no agenda of Islamization, even if there was not, the way Biafrans are living in their ancestral land, is that how it should be? Even if a Nigeria is supposed to be together, the way you are living, is that how a person should live? You are struggling to go to another man's land who fought their own freedom and got their own freedom, and they are living well. We are all fighting, struggling to get out of our place because we are cowards and we cannot fight to get what belongs to us. Then we have a man who left every single thing for the love he has for me and you and for the entire Biafrans. He left his children, he left his family, he left everything, and he's there in the prison, off and on, in the prison, off and on, for doing not just for loving you, just for loving you. Then you don't think you are coming with the motive of coming to steal money. Like I said before, and I'm saying it again, it's because you are a coward, and secondly, you're a weakling, and thirdly, you do not know what to do. I mean, you can't make a dime for yourself. Because if you're a hardworking person, why would your mind be to steal money that people are contributing for a cause that will benefit your generation tomorrow? Yeah, I believe that if you're wise, even the little you have to put it there, rather than what? Going to steal. I mean, sometimes when I think about it, it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, that people will just come and their mind is how to steal money. So if you have been called to be part of this cause, if God has called you, if you believe that God called you to be part of this, please stay here. Stay here. Stay with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has the mantle and that God gave you another sub-mantle to support, to make sure that that cause comes true. Okay? The day of glory, Nnamdi Kanu will not come and say, oh, I'm taking all the glory. No, he will not. I know him very well. You and I know him very well. So why don't we walk with him? Why don't we be good disciples? Jesus Christ was on this earth. He came for a purpose and he had disciples. So is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He has, whether people like it or not, whether you're envious or jealous or whatever or not, God has given him that vision and you cannot take it away from him. It is for him and it will continue. And he will bring Biafra to come. God will use him to bring that Biafra. So I'm pleading with every one of you here in Arizona, any place in the whole USA, in the whole world, wherever Biafrans you are. I'm pleading with every one of you. If you are called, please be part of it. But if you have the motive of coming to steal or to take money or to have maybe tomorrow you say that, oh, this is my coordinator. My coordinator has become the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'm for my coordinator. I believe in my coordinator. I'm following my coordinator. That is bullshit. You cannot follow. You cannot come to a company. You are working in a company with somebody. The owner of the company is there. Then he hired a CEO. He hired a manager. And you're now working. You are good friends with the manager. And tomorrow you say you and the manager, you are firing the owner of the company. That is stupidity. You know, that is pure stupidity. It's unimaginable. It makes me see how people don't even have sense at all. You know, Chike Doziem doesn't have sense. And the one they are calling, what is this one that wrote nonsense? I keep forgetting that man's name. Alozie, who called himself a veteran. A very stupid human being. These are part of them, all of them, writing nonsense. You know, when you look at some of the things they say, you will just sit down and ask yourself, Do people even reason? Do they even have, what do they call it? English, this English, what do they call it? Do they even reason well? Do they have brain at all?
Thinking faculty.
You check.
Thinking faculty.
Thank you. Does their thinking faculty work at all? But when you look at it, you find out that probably it doesn't work. Or they have seared their mind, or wicked. Let me tell you, when people sometimes in life, if you are doing a certain thing, you are being wicked. God will give you a reprobate mind so that you continue your wickedness until you die and go to hell. So that's probably where some of them are. So I don't have much to say. We all know where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. If you are a human being that have conscience or empathy, you have that what is called empathy. If you have it, then you won't be doing what you're doing. You won't be thinking about Chike Doziem and the rest of them. It will be a stupid thing for you to think about people like that, to join them. What are they going to do? What Chike Doziem going to do? Even as a DOS, sometimes I wonder why he was even the DOS. He never come out to do something as DOS. What has he achieved as the DOS? Rather than planning how to see money with Tina, with all of them and all that. And the one that, the radio anchor, or what was his name? So, my dear brothers and sisters, I'm going to end this here, but please, like I said, and I'm saying again, God has called Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for a cause. Let us support it. Nnamdi Kanu is not for Nnamdi Kanu. He called him for that cause, for us, for our sake. If you love yourself, if you love your children, if you love your grandchildren, and if you want your generation to continue, this is the right place for you. Take good action and stay on course. God bless you all. Dear friends.
All right. Thank you very much, my dear, and God bless you. And somebody's asking, how do I join IPOB in Connecticut? So I have a number here to give out, please. If you have a pen, you can call this number. It's an inquiry line. The number is +1 617 502 0542. It's +1 617 502 0542. The last time, +1 617 502 0542. This number is for inquiry. You can ask all your questions, and I'm sure you will be directed to the right line. And somebody's talking about Radio Biafra. Radio Biafra belongs to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Radio. And at the right time, we will recover Radio Biafra. That is our property. You cannot steal an intellectual property. The problem with the people we are dealing with, they are illiterate. They don't even know their left or from their right hand. If you like, you can remove Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name from the registration of IPOB in London. That is fraud. And that is what will end some people behind bars. We are coming for them at the right time. We are not even stressing, because you can clean out anything you want when it comes to fraud, but there are things you cannot remove. I mean, if they're smart enough, even the phone they have in their hands right now, when they type in who started IPOB, the phone will be telling them, my friend, it's not your own. It belongs to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So, I mean, they better advise themselves now that it's still early. Or rather, they will go for their community, whatever they're answering. They are welcome to fight for Biafra, but under a different umbrella. IPOB is an intellectual property. Radio Biafra, the same. It is a brand. You can't steal it. No, it's like going to steal Coca-Cola. How are you going to do that? But we will get there. So I just want to show you, my brother, Radio Biafra belongs to IPOB, and we will get it back. It's as simple as that. My sister was talking about Alozie, Ike Peters. You know, I know these are older men. They are older than me, but I'm their boss. I taught them radio. When I started Radio Biafra in South Africa in 2015, 2016, I was the only one broadcasting there. Sometimes I broadcast for 5 hours, 4 hours until Alozie came. He knows nothing. I taught him everything. But I'm still humble and humble as it can be, because I know this is a calling. It is not about show off. Ike Peters came in too. I gave him a slot. I taught him the radio. All of them on Radio Biafra. All of them, I taught them radio. If they can dispute it, let them come. The history is there. If you go back to YouTube, you will see when I started. It was just only me broadcasting. But like I said, the people who are called are still here. But those who are not called, they will always fade away. It's as simple as that. All right, without wasting time, because our time is going fast, Mazi Chukwuemeka Iwagu, please, if you can tell Biafrans what you are doing currently in IPOB and invite those around your areas to join IPOB. And of course, I will give out that number again, the inquiry number. Go ahead, Mazi.
Thank you, Mazi. My name is Mazi Emeka Iwuagwu. By the grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama, I have the appointment of Central Regional Coordinator. And Central Region is made up of different regions, different states. But the core of the center is Texas. So I'm using this opportunity to reach out to all our comrades in Houston area, Dallas-Fort Worth area, calling all independent-minded IPOB members who have been sidelined, who have taken the wrong decision, who have remained either nonchalant or not making the right decision, not knowing exactly when to come in, how to come in, or which direction to head. I'm reaching out to all of you. I'm calling each and every one of you. In Texas in particular, San Antonio, El Paso, Corpus Christi, Sugarland, and primarily Houston and the suburbs. Please, we are getting back to the core. We are reorganizing. We are coming back. Mistakes could have been made, but we will smoothen out everything and get back to business. It is IPOB under Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. There is no alternative. Please, let us get back to business. Let us do what we do best, and that is grow this movement. I'm sure most members or the coordinators that have run this organization will tell you that it happens in Texas. Texas is the core of IPOB USA. Please, let us get back alive. Let us get back to business. Let us do it again. Mazi Kechwonoha has laid out contact number. You can reach us through that number, or you can call me directly at 832-490-0361. You don't need to know who I am, even though I'm sure most of our members in Texas must have known my name or come across my name. But please, this is a new ball game. Let us find out how we're going to do it again, because it is in Texas that we do it. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, Mazi Ike Peters. All right, let me rightly go to Mazi Ichezioku. Mazi, please go ahead.
Did you say Mazi Ike Peters?
You said Mike Ike.
Oh,
Emeka
my goodness me.
Uwagu.
I was reading something somebody wrote, and then I'm sorry about that. Mazi Emeka Iwagu. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Mazi
sir.
Che, please go ahead.
Thank you once more. Thank you, all my comrades. You guys have been doing wonderfully well, and I'm so proud to call you guys my comrades. Since 2021, you guys have stood your ground and stood with us. Even this new portfolio, which is North American Rep, I was given by Mazen Nandekano. I say that we will not disappoint. We've never disappointed. That is the main thing. I normally hold my head up high to say we've never disappointed. All of you here stood your ground, even when they were fighting against each and every one of you, especially those in the US. They called us so many names. They called us the 5%ers. And today, we are still waxing strong. Apart from being the 5%ers, they called us every other name that is in the book. But you know what? Today we can hit our chest and say, yes, we are stronger than ever before. The IPOB that we're building is going to be a different IPOB, which Wonyendun Mazen Nanikana has given us the task to do. It's going to be a new IPOB, especially in the US and Canada and Mexico. It's going to be a very different kind of IPOB. We are not going to delay about like those that said that they were walking on the ground. And if you notice, right from time, we have never been laid and pushed over, because we've been here and we've been doing the needful right from time. I'll give you a little bit of history about. I wouldn't want to take our time, but I'll just give a little bit of history on how I became the coordinator to where I am today. Me and Eric Obaka started IPOB in Massachusetts here, and when we started our journey, I was made the coordinator. In making me the coordinator, we got one of our sisters, which is Madam Erowa, and she came and joined us. Before she even joined us, I called up my superiors and told them I was going to hand over to her because I heard she was coming. And my superiors were like, "Are you serious? Are you?" I said, "Yes. What am I doing with it?" And she's the only woman in our midst, and she should be given the coordinatorship. Then I called later. We came to the meeting. I called my colleagues in the meeting and told them, "Oh, look at what I wanted to do or what I want to do," and they were so happy. They said, "Oh, that's a nice thing to do." Blah blah blah. And that was how I stepped down from Madam Erowa to become the coordinator of IPOB in Massachusetts. And the reason why I'm giving this short history about myself is because I don't really know the reason why people are hell bent on holding to position which they are not gaining anything out of it. It now dawned on me later that they were actually getting something out of it. That was the reason why they were holding on to the position. I call them by their names. Chike Dozim, Chinasa Nwodu, Tony Nzurumike, Oforma, Isaiah Yoba. They are all, each and every one of them are all criminals. I'm not missing word. I've dealt with them so many times. If you are not interested in the money of Biafrans, why are you holding on to the position that you were told to leave? Or Ginwe, or Naginwe? It's not yours. You're just simply here to serve our people. You're a mere servant of the people. So if you're the servant of the people, what you're supposed to do is to relinquish power when you're told your service is no more required. Why are you making a fuss out of something if you think you're not gaining anything out of it? You guys are all criminals. I know. Because all the money that you guys have stolen, we know. Tell us, okay, in every amount that they've stolen, what did they use the money for? I say in a all underground. They always tell us, they come and tell the gullible ones, not somebody like me, not somebody like the special ones that we have in the US that always stand their ground and know that these people are lying, that that they are doing underground work. Underground work with what? What have you achieved since 6 years, 5 years, 6 years running? What have you achieved? They come and they lie that they are paying Oyindu's bills. That's a lie. They come, they lie that they are paying Oyindu's lawyers. That's a lie. Because we have all the old records. Let them bring out their records. So, for me not to waste our time on irrelevant things, I will yield back for other of my colleagues to speak, because if you allow yourself to be used again, they've already used the before. If they use your brain again, I mean, you're on your own. You're on your own. You will not say we did not warn you. You know, we've been saying this all the time that whenever I come, we say, we warned you, we warn you, try and listen, that these people are doing this with your money, these people are doing this with your money. They are just merely flexing with your money. And that's the reason why they are holding so hard on it. Let them go and work. None of them are paying monthly dues. Or open a phone, let them bring out their receipt. Let me see. Or can I put $15 and $10 and €10 and €15? Not at Germany. Now call you nonsense. That is in Germany. That is talking crap. Let him bring out his receipt. Can they now the people that really, really, really do something, bring their own receipt. We're not here to play. We're not here to sabotage anything our brother or our sisters are doing. But this is what they have turned out to be. This is what they are doing, sabotaging the effort of our great leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But it will not work. I mean, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a prophet of our own time, you know. He told you all these things before he was kidnapped. He told you before he was kidnapped that you guys will do this thing, even those inside the house. And today you've proven him right. I will simply tell all of you that is following them sheepishly. Like our sister said, use your common sense. Although common sense is not common anymore. It's no more common because sometimes I talk to some people and I wonder where they are reasoning from. I wonder where they are reasoning from. So if I tell you the things some people say, you just shake your head. And today we are waxing strong. I hope I will have the opportunity to speak again, so I can be able to give honor to who honor is due. Thank you so much. Dalo.
All right, thank you very much, Mazi Ichie Ezioku. You have spoken the way it is. Like I said before, I remembered, when you spoke to me at the heat of the moment when they said, no, you are suspended and all those things. So you actually inboxed me and told me everything. I did not refuse, but I thought about it. And at the end of the day, everything you said was 100% what it was. And I actually took your advice at that moment. And that was actually why I left Radio Biafra. If you can ask Ofoma, all he said to me was, no, don't host Wanda Nenaya anymore. I said, I cannot do that. I will host her. I'd rather host her from my Facebook page. And that was exactly what I did. And I'm not regretting any bit of it. All right. Thank you very much. Let me go to Mazi Ace because he is running. He's got something quickly to do. Mazi Ace, if you can come up and then, of course, address your constituency, invite them to join, tell them that we are back fully, and then, yeah, we'll move to another person. Mazi Ace, if you can hear me on mute.
Absolutely, Mazi Kechuku Onoha. I'm hearing you loud.
Sorry, I'm calling you Mazi Ace. That's
it's
what
okay.
I saw.
It's okay. It's okay because my full name is very mouth-feeling. So I decide to abbreviate it like that to make it easy for people to remember the name and remember the face. So it's you're welcome, Mazi.
Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, IPOB sympathizers. I'm here once again. My name is Mazi Augustine Chimaobi Eke Ndulo Ebulem the second. There was a question that was raised in the first round, which was how did we become what convinced us to join IPOB? I left out that question for the next round. So I am going to sum it up in this round. I heard of IPOB, heard of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back in Nigeria when I was consulting. And because of the busy life schedules over there, Lagos was specifically, the commercial hub. Abuja was where I was also shuttling in between. So radio frequency, the 102.1 frequency was very, very rare. So because of the lifestyle, I didn't do much about it. Although in one of my professional discussion, I found myself actually defending Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when we were talking about it. But I didn't do much about it until 2020, when I returned back to Canada due to the COVID. And in that process, a friend of mine, IykeObed, now in Houston, Texas, called me up and said, have you been hearing the voice of this man? I say, which man? He said, oh, I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link. He sent me the link, the Facebook link. That was the first time what made me to actually go into Facebook. And then obviously, because prior to that time, because of the busy lifestyle, there was no time for Facebook, any social media platform, because there was too much on my desk to handle. So because of that, I joined Facebook and I started listening to the voice of our leader. Every time, every broadcast was hitting me like a ton of bricks. I was, who is this man? Who is this man? Then I started going back and back again to all the previous broadcasts he has made. I started tracking back. Up to an extent, I said, you know what? I'm going to look for a family in my province. I went online. I started doing research. And then I stumbled across when he came to visit, when he had a town hall session in Ontario. I watched that program all the way to the end with the hope that there were going to be names, contacts, phone numbers that would be displayed for people that wants to contact or reach out. And there and then I found the one that corresponds to my province. I took the number, I called the provincial coordinator, and immediately he accepted my call and he asked me to join. This was about August. And this was all during the lockdown session. So everything was online. So I took it on. Right there and then I asked him, he gave me all the requirements, including the oath. I said no problem with me, sent me a copy of it. And he told me the monthly dues. I paid everything up front at once. Straight away till the end of that year, I paid. And instantly, the next meeting, I was brought in. I took my oath there and then, and that was the beginning of my journey in IPOB. Fast forwarding, the next meeting, he called me up and he said, you know what? We think you have what it takes. Can you actually take over the general secretary for us? I said, Mazibo, I didn't come for position, Bikokwano. Just let me be in the background. And, I have a young family here. I just came back from Nigeria. I'm trying to, be close to my family. He said, but all of us here are doing is all sacrifice. So if we know that there's something you can help to actually help the family, why not? I reluctantly, you know what? The word he said was everybody as a principal officer were all selfless efforts, selfless service. So if I think and I know I have what it takes in terms of my professional skill, I can bring it on board. Why not? So I said, you know what? All right. Since the secretary was leaving, I would take on that position. And I did a handover, took over the position, and then I built from scratch all the templates of the family. When I saw how everything was haphazard, I took it upon myself. I built a database for them, kept meticulous record of all the membership records, telephone numbers, payments that were being made, anything that was being missed, anything that was also at a click of his finger, he can ask me to produce a receipt or a report for so missing members. I can bring it up and just send it to him in one shot. Tell me who has not paid for this month. I will just do the I'll do the filter, do the macro, send it to him. So he was, and all the families were noticing. Everybody was so appreciative of this. That position was on a probationary level. Within 3 months, I was confirmed to take that position on a permanent level as a secretary, and then instantly the financial secretary of our family was leaving. And then he asked me again, can I double up as a financial secretary? Yes. Again, selfless effort, but I will take it on an interim basis if you don't mind, Mazi. He said, okay, on an interim basis if you can. And then I will groom somebody else to be able to take over. He said, because I love what you're doing. It's obvious, everyone can see it. So I said, okay, I'll groom somebody else and train the person. Fortunately, the same brother that I groomed, I mentored him and he entered the IT profession as we speak today. If he's hearing my voice, he will know who I am. So fast forwarding, in between, I started noticing problems within the family. I started seeing some irregularities. Some of them, because of time, we cannot actually capture and finish everything on this program. So these irregularities that I was noticing made me to start asking questions. And the more questions I was asking, the more it wasn't going down well with the leadership. And because of that, I was framed. They framed me up. The third administration, with the connivance of the third administration, I was framed. And before I knew what was going on, the leadership was aware of it. Chike Doziem was in contact. Tony Nzurumike was also aware of it. I was framed of grievous bodily harm and an assault on my coordinator. I reached out to the right channel, including the CRC office under Tony Nzurumike, to plead my innocence. The message I got back was I should go and plead my case in the court of law. I was shocked. Are we taking each other to court? That's completely against the code of conduct that I've read over and over again. I was completely flabbergasted. There was nowhere to turn to. I reached out to all the other leadership in my province. But because my coordinator was very, very highly influential, he had the national coordinator on a speed dial. The national coordinator has Chike Doziem on a speed dial. Between all of them, they concluded that I should be expelled. Announcement was made in September of 2022. I was expelled, and quietly I went underground. I just went quietly home. I didn't fight anybody. I relinquished my position. I took myself off the forum, but I kept meticulous record, meticulous detail. Before I knew it, three weeks later, I got a knock on the door by the state security services to serve me a paper for an invitation for the charges leveled against me. So that was when it dawned on me that it was real. It was real, that these people are really, really taking me to court for what I completely knew nothing about. So be it. I said, I'm going to fight. I am going to fight. Privately, legal fees in North America ain't cheap. An hour is an average of $300 per hour. And I was on this for over 2.5 years of consultation with my criminal attorneys. We went for the matter, and I was completely, after 2 days of an intense cross-examination and witnesses, I was discharged and acquitted of all charges. This was when it dawned on me, maybe I was called for this movement. because something very strange happened during the during the trial. The chief witness of my coordinator that came to testify for him found himself on a dock, and within a space of just less than 20 minutes of being cross-examined, his testimony switched and he started testifying in my favor. I was I was shocked. My wife was with me all throughout the trial. We looked at each other, and my attorney looked at me from their position. They were shocked. That was when it dawned on me that perhaps there's the hand of Chukwu Okike Abiama in this matter. At the end of the trial, I was discharged and acquitted. And while I was being expelled, I remained an underground supporter of the movement. I continue to support in any way I can. I attend the fundraising whenever it is requested. I support some fellow Biafrans, media warriors up to date, that I have been personally responsible for their platforms, supporting them in every way I can for them to continue to propagate this gospel of liberation. And as it turns out, when this call came for me again, for this position as the Canadian or the Canada National Coordinator, I tried to run away from it. I recommended other people but myself, because I thought, having gone through this legal wrangle with this third administration, I still have a lot of score to settle with them. And I didn't want anything to compromise or to prejudice those cases, which I'm not going to display or discuss in the public. So I told the select committee and vetting committee that I can't really take this because of this, but I would recommend other people instead. But every time they cast the dial, it was coming back to me. They would gracefully take my message and say, okay, Mazi, no problem. But at the cast of every dial, they will come back to me again, Mazi, this is what it is. I found myself being like Jonah in the land of Nineveh, when God was trying to ask him to go and deliver your people. He entered the canoe boat and tried to run away until there was a submersion, and the fish swallowed him and brought him back to that same land he was running away from. And I thought, perhaps this is what it is. And I graciously told the select committee and vetting committee that if it turns out that there's nobody else, and you people have found me fit to be the one to go for this role, I would graciously and gladly accept it to serve my people in this capacity of the Canada National Coordinator. And here I am today as the newly appointed Canada National Coordinator for the whole Canada. And my message to everyone listening to me in Canada today is, a new era is here. A new leadership team is here. For those of my comrades that know my antecedents in Montreal, they know what I am talking about. And as a result of that, we are going to rebuild the Canada family. We are going to bring everybody together. And as a step to prove to my comrades, lovers of freedom, Biafrans, spread all over Canada, I have taken the first initiative to introduce a national WhatsApp forum where we are first of all gathering everybody from every province in Canada under one communication channel to disseminate informations that is coming from the fourth administration of this regime. That platform is not the platform that you send any sort of information. Every information, authentic, undiluted information you need to hear from this administration, the fourth administration of the Canada National Coordinator, having been disseminated from my upper chain of command, that is where you get it. So for my brothers and sisters, fellow Biafrans, fellow IPOBians that have fallen aside because of the loss of interest in the last administration, I want to reassure every one of you that that era is done and dusted. A new sheriff is in town. Under this administration that I will be piloting, I can assure everybody that everyone's voice and concerns are going to be taken on board. So I would urge every one of us listening to me tonight to please reach out to a number which we will be posting. We will be sharing that number right before this program ends. Just like the US people have their own inquiry line, I will share a number with Barrister Ikechukwu Onoha for all our fellow Canadians listening to this broadcast tonight, to reach out to a number which we're going to designate as our own national inquiry line for us to start gathering ourselves together again. Already we have started doing it between myself and one of our officer, Wanda Njideka. She has been doing absolutely tremendous. People have been reaching out to her. She has been channeling those numbers to me, and I have been making calls to these people, and believe it or not, we are winning souls. A lot of healing has to be done in Canada, and I can assure everyone listening to us tonight that that healing started on the 17th of June when that announcement was formally made. And tonight, I want to join hands with my brothers and sisters to please let us put aside what has happened under the third administration, and under this new dispensation, we are going to rebuild Canada. And rebuilding we will. And you all are going to be proud of what we are going to do in Canada. So Mazin Ikechukwu Onoha, thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you for having me on the stage. I am going to stand by, but I'm going to be with you just in case when my daughter comes back out and we start making our way home, but I'll continue to listen to the program. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Ndeomazi. All right. Thank you very much. As we are rounding up, please, if we can keep it short and sweet so that we can bring this program to an end. It's almost 12:23 here in South Africa. I'm not sure what time it is other places. All right, let's go quickly to Mazi Oluchi. Mazi Oluchi, if you can please, in a minute or two, tell Biafrans what you do in IPOB, and of course invite those around you to come and join. Go ahead, please.
Thank you one more time, Mazi, and thank you for my comrades, those of you who have spoken so well. Because of our time, like he said, Mazi Ikechukwu said, I'm going to be very brief. I am the DC coordinator by the grace of Chukwu Kabiama. And I just want to say that the third administration kind of disappointed us. They led us backward because we know the stages of the struggle. The first struggle was evangelism, to gather people around. And the second stage was the diplomatic era, which we are in. But unfortunately, The diplomatic era is being mixed up now with evangelism again because the third administration led us backward. This is not what we're supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be asking people, oh, call the inquiry line and all that. Well, unfortunately, that is what it is right now. I am calling on all Biafrans, especially those that live within the DC. If you have burnt your energy arguing about who the leader is at this point, arguing about who founded the IPOB, Radio Biafra and all that, that's not what we should be arguing. We should have grown past that stage by now. It shouldn't be a question of argument. So if you have been burned, if you have burned down your energy, if you have exhausted yourself, it's just like a group of people that saw apple and they were all trying to get, some apples. They started falling on each other, one another, and they started fighting like, why did he hit me? Why did he hit me? The apple they have not picked. And they started fighting each other. That's what it seems to me that's happening to some people right now. And at the end of the day, they ended up not picking the apple. We know our goal. I like the trajectory that the discussion today held about what made you come to IPOB. That's a way of reminding yourself, the history of your journey with IPOB. And if you do not have that history, I beg on you today, start documenting your history. So what am I saying in the whole essence of all this? There is a goal that we have to restore Biafra. And Nnamdi Kanu has positioned himself to lead this movement. If you have been distracted in any way, I know a lot of you listening out there, you are sitting on the fence. You said you don't want to join any IPOB, anything at all for now. This is the time to join the bandwagon. This is the time to come. The next stage after this diplomacy stage is Biafra restoration. So we are once again, begging you, pleading with you, please come on board. Come on board. And Biafrans all over the world, wherever you are, locate your unit, go back, let ego be done away with. Forget about what people will say. It is you and the freedom that you're fighting for yourself, for your generations to come. So come back, let's do this together. I yield to others. Thank you.
Very much, Mazi. Well spoken. All right, Mazi Onwomere Chijioke, if you can please, in a minute or two, go ahead and, of course, tell Biafrans what you do and also invite the people who are living around you to come and join the family. Go ahead, Mazi.
Yeah, thank you, Mazi. Thank you very much. What we do, the summary of everything we do, whether we're marching, singing, protesting, or contributing, everything we do in IPOB is sacrifice. Sacrifice, that's the summary of it. Selfless sacrifice. Many of us have served in different capacities. I, for one, the first office I held in IPOB is as secretary. From there, under Chikedozem and Pope, some of you know him, they asked me to serve as the USA Public Relations Officer. While also at the same time, I'm serving as a state coordinator here. So many of us have put in the time and the effort and the financials to ensure that the struggle will continue. And without people like this, the struggle may suffer. And let me remind everybody also, just like our brother that just spoke before the last person, if you have not been accused of anything in IPOB, if you have not been accused of anything in IPOB, you are not making an effort. I'm telling you the truth. You have to push. If you are not pushing and they're not calling your name, then you're making a minimal effort. This person ended up in court. I wish they would do the same thing all over the place instead of going on the radio and talk bad about everybody else. But we're not deterred by what people are saying about us because they didn't give us this position because they love us or we are friends of them. They gave the positions out because of people they trust, people that have remained steadfast, people that are dedicated. That's why there's this. Because if you are fraudulent, you'll be discovered. There's no two about it. It doesn't matter how long. You eventually be discovered. And you'll be called to answer it. Probably you'll be on the outside looking in. So everybody here out here saying this, saying that, disregard what people are telling you. Respond to their call. Come back, especially in my state of Georgia. I remember how many we were. When everything that happened in Georgia happened, I started with 7 or 8 people, back to 43, 53 people before hell broke loose. And then we start accusing each other of one thing or the other because of this, because of that. Let me tell you, an organization like IPOB, everybody's not going to love you. Everybody is not going to like you. And you're not going to like everybody. But there is a central point, is support the struggle. Support the struggle. You came here for the struggle. You came here to help Nnamdi Kanu restore Biafra, irrespective of who is in front of you. Irrespective of who is in front of you. Some people are jealous. I don't know why you're jealous. If the person is getting anything, the person is not getting anything. He's just serving, just like you. So the people in Georgia and elsewhere, especially around the country, please call that number that Mazi Barrister gave out. Tell them where you are in the state, in the United States. They will direct you to the regional coordinator or to the coordinator of that place. And for me personally, in Atlanta, Georgia, I am in Igbo Atlanta Forum. Any one of you can go there and get my number. In fact, I give it to you because it's already known. You can reach me at 404-781-8274. 404-781-8274. You can reach or text me on that number and I will get in touch with you. I appeal to each and every one of you. Chike Dozem have finished his time. Nnamdi Kanu had retired him. To continue to say that you are for what DO is. We don't have 2 DOs. We only have one. And the one we have is being headed by Madam Wogu. So be reasonable, be practical. You know, one of members of his group that I was with during the time we were under Chike Dozem, in discussion, he said, Cosmos, I commend you though for taking the move you moved because what was going on was wrong. I said, no, I'm too educated and too intelligent to be sit down there and watch this thing. And you want me to continue to put my money there? I'm not going to put my money there. So that's why I left them. That's why I left them. So everybody, please, you may not like everybody. Everybody will not like you. But that's not why you're there. You are there to do your part, do the needful to restore the struggle so that all of us can go home. We are in self-imposed exile. We can't go because of the nature of things at home. Why don't we then spend and fight for our freedom? Freedom is not free. You have to pay for it. People are paying for it in blood. Others are paying for it in sweat. Why don't we pay for it in finance since we are not at the epic center? Thank you, everybody, and God bless all of you.
All right, thank you, Mazi. They were well spoken. All right, I'm going to go to Mazi Amorom and then Mazi Ichie. You will, of course, say your bits and we'll bring this program to an end. Mazi Amorom, if you're still there, please go ahead.
There, Barrister. There. Well, the fellow Biafrans, actually, I I share the same position with Mazichi, so he has covered that part. But the Canada, North America, no, America and Mexico, that is what we are. So, and the number was given out. But there is something I want to say, and this is for those that I don't know whether I would say that they still don't get it. And you know, in Igbo, would I say idiom? I say na okay, umaka boy rice. Why am I saying that? It's this old food called Mazialozi. I see what he wrote and was circulating. It's like everybody must bow to whatever nonsense he's writing. This is an old man that knows better, and he's circulating this nonsense. Does he think people are stupid? And for those that are listening to him, maybe you guys think Mazinlande will not come out. He will come out. And when he come out, you people will have yourselves to blame. Because you can't tell me that you heard the voice of Mazinlande Kanu. And this useless old fool is why I'm telling you all. You must pledge allegiance to Chike Dozem. That is outright nonsense. Anybody in the USA that is been with us here, whether on that Chike or whatever, or you are stepped aside, or even under whatever autopilot, you know the arrowhead of this struggle is Mazen Nandekano. The tides have changed. Mazen Nandekano has picked our brother, Chris Wogu, to be the new HOD. And for I heard in their brokers, that Mazi Iche will explain more on that. Mazi Wogu is not even an IPOB member, or that only do one and made him a HOD. What? Wogu, that is, as at the time he took this position, he was the deputy coordinator in Massachusetts and had been in this struggle for a while. So, you know, these are gullible people listening to their nonsense, period. You don't make any inquiries. Or maybe they're just lying because they know the truth. Aziwogu has been in this struggle for a while. He's been fighting with us here. He's been contributing immensely when all these other people ran away. He was under our little group here that everything, even the Sokome money, everything was from here. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just the chair. It's these people making tremendous financial sacrifices. And these people come and start talking nonsense. Oh, all they care about is where they will take that money and put in their own pocket. But the truth is, I have, well, they know me in this struggle. I don't talk much. I know what to do when I need to do it. And for them, those that have ear, please listen. Because at the end of the day, like everybody here have said it, I don't have to beat the dead horse. You will have yourself to blame. I'm not begging anybody, to be honest with you, because our leader have taught us to reason. If you can't reason, that's on you. If you want to join this, fine. If you don't want, because then you are not called for it. I'm not begging anybody, to be honest with you. I'm not being arrogant, but because we are Biafrans, we should know what is better. And we do the needful, because Chukwu Ikabem has blessed us with a supreme leader, Mazen Nandekan, to lead this struggle. And no matter what anybody says, no matter what they do, he will make it. And he will be out with us. Okay, like our leader say, okay, move from Nanya. They want to move Biafra.
Very much, Mazi Ndidi Amorum. All right, let's go to Mazi Ezioku. Mazi Ezioku, please wrap it up for us so we can bring this program to an end.
Ndewo, my brother. Like I call him my partner in crime because they don't like us when we are standing against them, against what they were doing, against their impunity. So they don't like us, and we don't care if they like us or not. All we are interested in is to make sure that the indigenous people of Biafra, which Mazin Nnamdi Kanu Kamano Ozuzu is the leader of our supreme leader, that we are doing the needful and what he wants us to do. Any other person can go to hell. That's the way I feel. They are saying that Chris Wogu is not an IPOB member. What 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 a laughable situation for them, not for us. Mas Chris Wogu came into IPOB when I was the coordinator way back then. In fact, we had a little bit of fracas. At the end of the day, some people were trying to poach him to come and join them, but at the end of the day, he saw reason to follow us, which I was the coordinator then. Then from there, he became when I became the regional coordinator. He was now the my deputy, who was Dennis Okato, climbed up to become the coordinator. Then we tried to see who else was going to be the deputy coordinator then, which at the end of the day, I thank God that I didn't. We have to judge our family the way it is. We judge and sometimes mmụọ Chineke zuo anyị ụzọ anyị zie ndị dị ndụ ntụ onye ndụ si ekwu ya ọ bụ na mmụọ zie ya ozie ndị dị ndụ, there and then my coordinator said he wanted our I've forgotten his name. Anyway, I call him our Oyibo to become not the crazy Oyibo woman that got us into part of the mess that we are in today. I told him no, that I don't see him being the coordinator. Instead, let deputy coordinator. Instead, let's let Mazi Mugu become the deputy coordinator. And there in the meeting, we accepted for him to climb up and become the deputy coordinator. Then we informed the necessary upper echelon of what we have done, which was approved by our great leader, and we moved on. And for them to now come and be saying that he's not an IPOB member, it's just a laughable situation for them, not for us, because we've moved on. And like I said earlier, this IPOB that we're building, especially in the US, is not like other. That our great leader has given us the opportunity to serve our people. If you know that what you are coming to IPOB to do is to do eye service, I'm sorry for you, because we don't do eye service in IPOB. And if you know that you're coming to IPOB to come and throw your weight around, I am sorry for you. I am Wuganan. And if you know that you're coming to IPOB not to respect the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, then you have a problem with us. You have us to contend with. That is one thing that we don't play around with. We don't play with Oyindu. And Oyindu does not play with us. And if you see someone that loves you, it is necessary and the wise thing to do is to love the person back. And to be sincere with you, I love each and every member of IPOB USA that stood with us during this ordeal that we were facing from 2021, 2022 to date. They stood their ground. They loved Onoyendu. Some of them dipped hand in where they are not supposed to dip hand into to make sure that instruction given by Onyendu is carried out. Until today, they've been doing. And I'll use this opportunity to say thank you to our great mother, Madam Nenayanya, that stood her ground even when they were insulting her, saying a lot of things. They went to her place to say a lot. They went to our village to say a lot of things, to do a lot of things. She still stood her ground, and she stood with Onyendu. She didn't waver. Thank Maz Kanonta. I thank Master Prophet. He stood his ground too. I thank our Prince Fine Boy. I will not stop saying thank you to each and every one of them. And Naya Archive, there is this Mazi Zumezu. Mazi Zumezu did wonderfully well. Mazi Zumezu, they are what they call them, something writers. Mazi Zumezu destroyed each and every one of them with facts and figures. That's the reason why I call him in my archive. Mazi Zumezu, wonderful, and I thank him too. He has done so well. And our barrister stood his ground too. Makofu Makamakebo, our sisters, our reverend sisters, they stood their ground. Our brothers, they all stood their ground. And today, they have seen where we are today, that we are in the right, and we can beat our chest and smile that we're in the right. And I thank my fellow partner in crime, those that they want to destroy us, but they could not. And I thank each and every one of you. Mazi, I will yield here. And please, if you're calling that number, please call on WhatsApp. Please. If you call direct, you won't be able to get the line, but you have to call on WhatsApp. Please. They won't.
All right. Thank you very much, Mazi. And of course, thank you all of our guests today, those from North America and those from Canada. We thank you so much this evening, of course, for coming up here and talking to Biafrans. It has been indeed a wonderful show. And I just want to thank everybody, even our listeners, those who has been listening to us. And this is where we're going to bring this program to an end. I just want to say one thing. Those who are chosen, those who are called, are still those who are still here. We don't need, people who are not in this vision to come and destroy what we are doing. Only those who are in this vision, who know their history and where we started, and of course, where we are going. And one thing is sure, our leader will regain his freedom. And of course, when he comes out, the rest will be history. But for now, we must continue. We must do our brief. We must do everything to the best of our ability and knowledge to ensure that this race is assured. You have seen the inquiry lines for Canada, also on the line here. I posted for America. America is a WhatsApp line. And then, of course, you're welcome to call in and ask all your questions. Once again, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for our guests this evening. All right, we will be coming back again tomorrow, and of course, it will be IPOB in Benin, in Africa. They will be coming to of course, speak to Biafrans. And we will be bringing you different, IPOB units, IPOB principal officers, IPOB members of the Directorate of State, and of course, they will be coming here and speaking to Biafrans. And my name, once again, is Barr IykeObed. Onoha, I have been your host this evening. And from me and from here, it is good night and remain blessed.
When a voice rise for freedom, sometimes the world is shaking. You stand for truth, you talk your mind. Say every people deserve their shine, but the road turned dark, the night come quick. Dream where they burn make the chains feel thick. Yet his eyes still they speak courage, even when the walls around him rage. Your story no be just one man's fight, not cry of a people wanting light. No matter how far them lock his door, the soul where they fight goes still rise more. Oh, Nnamdi Kanu, your voice still they call. Even if the night feel like it won't end at all. Chains fit by the body, but never a dream. Your hope still they flow like a rising stream. You ask for freedom with the fearless heart. Even when it pain you know, back down or depart. Oh, Nnamdi Kanu, your name the echo of truth. A reminder that justice still gets work to do. Biafra, they pray with tears for eyes. Say God go answer you, he no go lie. People, they whisper songs for old. Carry your story like a sacred load. Life it's wound, but truth no die. Even for chains, your spirit still fly. History, they write itself for night. But one sunrise, we restore the rise. Storm no they last forever long. Very soon do we go rise strong. Oh, Nnamdi Kanu, your voice still they call. Even if the night feels like it won't end at all. Chains fit by the body, but never the truth. Your hope still they flow like a rising storm. You ask for freedom with a fearless heart. Even when it pain you know, back down or depart. Oh, Nnamdi Kanu, your name the echo of truth. A reminder that justice still gets work to do. If tears could break iron, if prayers would open doors, your people will carry on. We hold faith, we hold hope steady. Oh, your voice still rise beyond.